So some people on this channel are probably, I don't know, very aware of the fact that we were like dating and whatnot. But some people aren't, and then some people don't know the story either of how we actually got together. So maybe this is going to be a little informative piece of how the fuck did we
end up here.
Yeah. Not the whole story, but like the start of the story, which is like scattered around the internet in little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But now here's a cohesive piece about it, I guess.
Yeah. But we've never actually spoken about how we
started
this shit.
Yeah, this shit show that here we are now. And also, some people were quite disrespectful of our relationship.
Yeah.
Either from ignorance of just not being aware or because they're dicks. 2016.
It was 2016 at a local convention run by my friend called CosCon. It was only a 1-year thing. It was a really good con. It was cool.
I decided to go too, and I'd been planning to do a Yang cosplay that year with a group for a bigger convention that was like a month afterwards, but seeing that there was like 1 or 2 Ruby cosplayers going to it on like the event page, I didn't actually see that you were going. It was someone cosplaying Roman and someone cosplaying Ruby.
But I was in the promotion pictures as well.
I don't remember.
Not see it?
No.
Oh well.
Yeah, so I was like, oh shoot, I should probably get my Yang done, because I was pretty close to being done anyway, so I was like, if I just power through it this week, I'll get it done. And then I can actually like test run it. Plus the location that this con was at had an ideal place for a Ruby photo shoot that we've used like 4 or 5 times since.
Many times.
Yeah, so I was like, yes, I'm gonna go to this little Ruby shoot that a small group of people were organising at the convention. So I went on the Sunday because I ended up not going the Saturday because my sister was sick. So I went on the Sunday, which you weren't cosplaying Ruby that day.
No, I'd actually cosplayed as Cinder on the Saturday because I had like a surprise cosplay that I was doing on the Sunday, the final day. So
yeah, so we go to this cool location.
Yeah.
It's like well, if you're from Glasgow, you'll know Glasgow University. I'm gonna put pictures of it on the screen, but it literally looks like Hogwarts. It's like ideal for beacon sort of pictures. Yeah. So that's where it was. We did pictures. I got on really well with the other 2 Ruby cosplayers. And
there was 3. There was 2 Romans and 1
3, yes.
Ruby. So there was only 3, but
yeah,
all very good.
Yes, so we were getting video and I was having a really good time as Yang. I always like cosplaying like Yang, but that was the first time and I enjoyed it way too much.
Yeah.
And made my gauntlets and stuff for the first time too. And then you were there as Lightning from Final Fantasy?
Yeah, so I was there as Lightning from Final Fantasy, and the other 3 cosplayers that were doing Ruby are all really good friends of mine, so we were...
Lo and behold to me.
Yeah. So when they were getting pictures, I was kind of like helping with my friend's camera, and then there was like other like little funny pictures that we did and funny videos that I took the pictures for, so like I was always around like the group of the 4 of them.
Yeah, and I was with my sister because she came along because she was kind of my camera person. You'll find out as this story goes on, she has quite a large influence.
Yeah, she's got a huge impact on this.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kelly's sister.
So she was taking pictures for me, and I got like loads of good ones, and you were just like a little drifter in the background, and I was really kind of distracted by everyone else because I hadn't actually been with any Ruby cosplayers before, so I was just kind of enjoying like chatting to people. That didn't mean to say I never saw you though. You were very nice looking. I did remember, obviously that wired into my brain. I was like, oh no.
Are we gonna put pictures of what we look like?
Because this was the summer that I'd like moved to the city, and I was just being a big gay boy the whole time because suddenly I'd moved to a place where there was more gays. So did the photo shoot, had a great little day, got loads of good pictures and video to look back on. Don't think I actually really talked to you properly. I think I was always like talking to other people and maybe comment on something. I do remember specifically kicking a wasp that was like
that was funny.
That was like hanging around some of our props.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't go away, and I was like, I'm gonna kick this wasp. And I think I did actually.
You did kick it.
And I was like,
I remember that.
I think I specifically said, it's fine, it's not a bumblebee, it's okay.
Yes.
So obviously endeared myself to you right away by being a wasp kicker. So
of course. But during that sort of period of my life.
Oh god, we're going into your life period. Okay.
That was like easily one of the worst periods of my life in terms of like mental health, looking after myself, like actually making friends outside of the friends that I already had, because I was in such a bad place that I didn't want to make friends with literally anyone else because I don't want to like be that drama guy that's like, I don't want to hang out with anyone because I'm too depressed. So it was a pretty bad time.
You basically just tried to like fend off anyone that came close that you weren't already close to.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Because what happened afterwards was, like, I think you added me on Facebook and whatnot.
Yeah, because I had a picture, I'd taken a picture and put it on Facebook, and I wanted to be able to tag her, so I was like, what's your Facebook?
Yeah.
So that I can tag this photo with, like, that sounds so bad, but with, like, no intention of starting a friendship. I just wanted you to be able to get the picture.
Yeah.
Like, but I still didn't want anyone close to me, so I just was like, I'll add her, tag her in the picture, it's fine.
Wow, how rude. No,
It's so nasty, but I just
you were not in a good place.
I wasn't in the right place to be making friends at a very
from my
start.
side of things, I remember talking about like you not long afterwards because I was developing the dokies and I was talking to my sister and she was like, oh, well, I said from this photo shoot, I was like, oh, I think I'm crushing on someone that we met at the photo shoot, and she was like, she initially
said the Ruby
and I was like, no,
not her. Lovely person.
And then
no.
you were like the next person she went to, she was like, the pink-haired lady? I'm like, yes, the pink-haired lady.
As such, I was known. The
Yeah.
pink-haired lady.
Yeah, and then you post, and then I think I followed the Ruby cosplayer on Tumblr, posted my pictures on Tumblr, and then found you on
Through the pictures
on Tumblr and was like, shit, she's actually gay. Oh no, there's a chance. Oh no.
Because on my description it said that I was a lesbian.
So I was
think
like,
it still does. I can't remember. But.
So then I was like, shit, because usually when, like, that's the meme sometimes when you go after certain people, like,
they're actually straight.
They're straight and you're like, oh well. But this time it wasn't, it was the opposite and I was like, shit. No, it's
a
worse.
real chance.
Yeah, because then I realised we also were about the same age too, and then I realised you really liked Ruby and realised you'd cosplayed Cinder, so I was like, shit, we have things we could talk about.
Yeah.
And then like months went by of
8 to be exact.
Yeah, with random like interactions throughout that.
I broke my phone and I put online like, I don't have a phone.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally bust in case anyone needs to get a hold of me. Wasn't asking for anything, was just telling people that my phone was busted. That was that. And this one messaged me like, hey, you can have my phone.
My old phone, yeah.
My old phone.
Yeah, it was still working, it just, I just didn't need it.
He sent it to me.
Yeah.
No cost. Just sent it.
Nope.
So, yeah.
Because I'm nice.
Because you're good.
Yes.
And I was still depressed.
But before then, you missed
like
a key
6 months.
detail. Because like before that Christmas, there was the big convention that I was planning to cosplay Team Ruby at, and you'd organised like a photo shoot for Ruby cosplayers on the Sunday of that convention.
You've missed a key point on the Saturday.
We'll get back to that, but I want to just describe the Sunday's events because we can hop back to that.
Yeah.
Because you were Neo on the Sunday. Yes. And you were like organising.
It was the first time that I'd worn Neo. I actually started working on it 3 years ago today.
Jesus. Okay. Anyway.
Okay.
So you were Neo. I was Yang.
Yeah.
Weird way to start it. And you were just doing the photo shoot and like organising different pictures. So it was like teams and ships and whatnot. And then eventually somehow I ended up being like the only Yang cosplayer there. And my sister, fine well that I was like hard crushing on you. It was like when all the ship pictures had been done. I think you said, does anyone else like have any ships they want to do? And my sister went, Baked Alaska. And I just gave her like the devil eyes.
Yeah. So
we got those pictures. None of them were actually particularly gay. It was more just like fighty pictures. Yeah, so that was really fun. And then, but the night before that, there had been like an after party for the Saturday of the convention. So you'd done like a sort of really nice Neo. Let's just say
we'll throw up
a very nice Neo that when I saw it go up before we got to the actual bar that the after party was at, I was like, oh shit. And my sister was just like with her phone. So I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to try and talk to her, but also I don't know how I'm gonna be able to cope. And I had like, I was doing like a sort of leather biker Yang. I had like thigh highs and a leather jacket with the booty shorts were out. I was obviously on the prowl that night. Yeah. And I had like my leather with my Yang symbol on the back. Yeah. So I was actually there to just kind of have fun, but I was like, I did have the intention of trying to talk to you at some point. And fucking hell did it not happen. Because you were at the bar at one point and I came up to the bar, was kind of nervous and was like, oh, I do want to talk to her, but also I don't. And then my sister just kind of shoved me into the bar anyway, so I didn't really have a choice
of this story.
So I was now standing beside you and had to chat to you. Neither of us can actually remember the conversation.
We both spoke. Very short, but we spoke.
Yeah.
Something about like oh yeah, I didn't expect to see you here, like fighty kind of talk.
But, fighty.
But I'd already ordered my drink.
Yeah, my plan was to buy you a drink, and you'd already ordered it.
I'd already ordered it,
evil.
And then I gave the guy my money. He gave me the change, and I picked up the drinks, and I said bye and walked away.
And I never saw you again for the rest of the night, like almost like you deliberately tried to avoid me.
And I didn't. It was just, I was somewhere else. We won't get into that right now.
Honestly, I had like a really good night anyway, full stop.
Yeah.
I had a great time with like my little squad dancing about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sucked.
And then I went up to Alyssa.
Oh yeah, Alyssa from our
good
videos.
Friend
Yeah.
at the very end of the night because she was cosplaying as Homura.
Yeah.
So I went up to her and I was like, your Homura is like incredible. I love Homura so much. And she was like, oh my god, thank you so much. And like,
so she talked. So you talked to Alyssa more than I got to talk to you.
Yeah, and then I
was
walked
with
away,
me.
and you had like been talking about how you hadn't seen me all night, and Alyssa was like, "Oh, she just said hi."
I was just like, "What the fuck, universe?" I was like, clearly she's trying to avoid me.
I wasn't.
No, but also I found out later because your friend Adam remembered. That's not ironic, Adam.
Yeah.
Mac Dutton from our live streams. He and you were there at a lot of the after party together, and apparently from a later conversation when we were together, he was like, "Oh yeah, we were totally just like standing checking out your ass and arms," and I was just like, "What the fuck?"
I was like totally taken by Kelly's ass because in those booty shorts, it's so sweet. But Adam was like watching her arms, so it was like a weird, like from a lesbian standpoint, and then from my friend's standpoint, we were just standing there like, damn.
Yeah, you didn't talk to me again, you dick.
Right, so I have this awful fear of rejection.
Okay.
That means that I don't talk to people.
Well, you're gonna get rejected anyway, straight up with that one.
I know.
But then
now I don't need to worry about that.
No. And then the time really did fly after that, because I invited you to a couple of our Volume 4 reactions.
Yeah, and then you were invited to one of my friends' like birthday things, but you didn't like know anyone that was there, so
no.
Like opportunities were missed. Yeah,
they were. I think more so on your part though. I really did try to make more of an effort for us.
Yeah, but
like
I was so depressed.
I know, I'm not blaming you.
I know. Yeah. That's just the thing though, is like everyone always talks about like timing, like things have to be the right timing, and it couldn't be truer for us because I don't think we would have. Not that I'm like doubting you in any way, I trust you with everything, but I feel like I was so depressed that our relationship wouldn't have lasted because I was such a mess.
And I went through quite a lot of random bad shit at the end of that year,
yeah,
so probably it did work out for the best that nothing did happen.
As much as it sucks that we didn't have that like extra time at the start, like I think it did us good to not be together during that time because we had our own stuff that we couldn't deal with anyway.
Yeah, so then we get to like the next year.
Yep.
And I invite you to come to the finale reaction for Volume 4 because I was kind of like, there's no point because she's just not responding. So I even asked you like if you were going to RTX London and stuff like that.
And I said that I was.
But you didn't like continue the conversation. I was like, she's just not interested at this point.
Yeah.
Which sucked. So I was kind of giving up, and I was like, I'm just gonna send the invite anyway, and if she comes, she comes. If she doesn't, she doesn't.
No,
And you didn't go. In fact, I don't even think you responded, which was worse. Like,
I don't even remember. I can't even like hand on heart say I did reply.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was a bit of a yikes, and like that really was like almost the last nail in the coffin because I remember talking to my sister about it again, and she was like, "So what's happening with that? Are you like still?" And I'm like, didn't quite say like fuck you, but I was just
you were like, I don't fucking care.
I was just like kind of done with it at that point because I was like, this has been months now, and she obviously isn't interested, and I'm just wasting time. And it did suck because I actually really wanted to like spend time with you, and I'd been following you on Tumblr and saw all the like depressed shit you were posting, and I was like, oh my god, she really needs like a good friend. A lot of my intention actually wasn't romantic, it was more just like, shit, this girl needs like a person that she can actually rely on.
Yeah. And I was going through a period of time as well where like I wasn't sure what was going on with like friends and stuff because I had like a couple of bad shit happen to me that I like was completely out of my control. But that meant that like a couple of my friends I felt I couldn't trust, even though they hadn't like shown that. So like I wasn't reaching out to anyone.
Yeah, I just you were like crying out for help to me, and I was like, please like, respond to me.
I think everyone that looked at it was like, she's probably got someone else to talk to, and the reality was I didn't.
But the problem is I didn't feel like I could because I didn't know you as well as I presumed all your friends knew you. Yeah. But then eventually you sort of were in a bit of a better place, maybe.
I started to like, I got bored of it.
Yeah.
It's the honest truth. Like, I took a long, hard look at myself and was like, no more.
Something needs to be done about it, yeah.
I'm not doing this anymore. So, yeah. After that long, hard look, I was just like, I need to sort this shit out. I was going on holiday with my friends to Amsterdam in March.
Yeah, of March? 2017.
Of 2017, and I was like, I'm just gonna go with my friends and have a fucking ball because, like, screw it. I'm sick of this. But between, like...
Prior to that, actually.
Yeah, it was, like, maybe February?
Yeah, mid-February.
A friend that we both have on Facebook had commented on one of Kelly's really old pictures from MCM Scotland.
Yeah, a Ruby cosplay picture.
Yeah, from 2016, and it was of Kelly and her sister, who was this Blake.
OG Blake.
OG Blake.
Yeah.
And they'd commented on it, and then I commented on it because I realised that I actually, like, Kelly struck me as a nice person that would actually maybe make a good friend.
Oh no, she's trying though. It only took 8 months.
It only took 8 months, but we're trying. Yeah. So, I commented on it, and then Kelly replied and was like, I saw that you do a cool Blake cosplay.
Yep. Because you'd only done
a photo shoot sometime.
Yep.
But then, like, never
I think my literal words were, we should talk small, let's do a Bumblebee shoot, and then
That's
just ejected myself from the conversation because I was like, I can't deal with the rejection here.
Yeah, so I was actually like, hell yeah, I never do photo shoots. I never get invited to photo shoots, so I'm gonna go do this shit. This is fucking neat. So then, like, me and another friend were, like, commenting on this post back and forth about what kind of pictures we could do and how it could go. And I was saying in it, like, hey, like, if you want any, like, outfit advice, makeup advice, like, what we can do for the shoot, like, let me know, because we can do, like, a couple of different
Meanwhile,
outfits.
I'm, like, playing, I'd, like, patched the whole conversation as soon as I'd put my comment in and went and played, like, D&D for, like, 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
And didn't touch my phone. And then I came back with, like, all these notifications, and I was like, oh no. And I could see that you were, like, totally on board, and I was like, oh no. Now I have to actually, like, organise this. So I did.
So we organised it.
Yeah.
But because I'd mentioned, like, we should talk about costumes, like, are we going to do the actual outfits? Because I'll need to order one.
Yeah.
Because all I had was the wig. It was a wig for something completely different, and I just tried it on as Blake one day, and it was neat.
Yeah.
So yeah, we decided just to do, like, casual wear, so we were talking about that, talking back and forth, and then quickly I realised that I actually really fucking liked her.
I was just too funny, clearly.
But, like, I think what had happened was that I actually liked Kelly for a long time. But I was so depressed that I didn't notice that I liked her so much. So this whole time I was, like, sitting on harboured feelings that I just wasn't looking at.
And also, I think you'd kind of connected the dots because of the way you'd not actually connected me as being the same person in all these different incidents.
So I hadn't realised until I properly, like, looked at Kelly's profile that she was the Yang from CosCon and from MCM Scotland, and the one that sent me the phone, and the one that was inviting me to things, and I was just like, oh shit.
And you've only
really trying.
she's a trier.
But that, like, really spoke to me.
Yeah.
That you were, like, so willing to try when I wasn't there to put the effort in again.
It's a Taurus thing, we're stubborn.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck, I hope I haven't missed the boat.
No, you hadn't, thankfully.
Yeah, so we were, like, talking for a long time, and I went to go to Amsterdam, and I went and saw my friend. I was staying at her house before we were going on holiday, and I came in, and I was like, babe, I've got so much to tell you. And she was like, why, what's up? And I, like, sat down on her bed, and I was like, I think I'm in love. And she like looked me bang in the eye and went, with what? Because I hadn't shown interest in anyone. And I was like, with a girl. And she was like, oh my god, congratulations, what's she like? And I was like,
I don't know.
She's amazing. But I've only spoken to her for like a week and a half. And she was like, dumb bitch.
Dumb bitch shit.
But the whole time I was on holiday with them, like, anytime I found Wi-Fi, I was talking to Kelly. Like, any dog that I saw, I would take a picture of and send to Kelly because I knew she loved dogs. Like, so it was, like, constant.
That's why I love you. Because you're a dog.
Because I'm a dog. I'm a dirty bitch.
See, it could have been a nice thing, but I was still calling you a dog.
Yeah.
And then we did the photo shoot.
Yep.
Which went really well.
That went really good.
You can see from all these little lovely little pictures.
Yeah, all of these like cute pics.
Yeah.
We'd like filmed a video too, but that ended up not coming to anything. But it was fun.
Yeah.
And it meant that we got to know each other a little bit better.
But the problem was the whole day that neither of us had actually established that the other person liked them back.
But we also hadn't looked each other at all. Like
in the eye.
We
couldn't hold your gaze, man. It was too much.
No. So all of the pictures, as you'll see, is either like me looking at Kelly's hands with my eyes closed, or I'm looking somewhere else because I can't look at her. But it's the same as with you. You couldn't look at me either. So it was a whole meme.
But we did click, like as much as we struggled.
Yeah, as much as the anxiety was that we couldn't look at each other.
Neither of us like ate that whole day because we were so anxious.
We were so anxious. And then we were going out for drinks that night too, and one of our really, really good friends.
Yeah. Well, he was like my really good friend at that point.
Yeah. And now he's just like
your friend too.
He's my little baby. I love him. So he had come along, and we'd like ended up with a couple of minutes alone, the two of us. And he was like, oh, so how long have you and Kelly been dating?
Knowing full well that I had a crush on you.
Yeah.
And that we weren't dating. Was like,
oh, we're not actually dating. I mean, I wouldn't say no, but like, don't tell her that.
What does he do?
But I was like, I think she's so lovely, and like, I would love if there could be a relationship from it, but at the same time, like, I'm just happy to have her company because she's a really nice person. And he was like, oh, that's really cute. And then he fucking runs inside and tells her.
Well, slyly tells me.
Sly.
Yeah.
But, like, basically goes like, she really likes you. Actually, I think she's fully in love with you. And he was right, but he didn't need to say it.
So that gave me gay panic.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what we did. What did we do? We went home.
No, we spent the night out and then we went home.
Yeah.
And I thought that I had accidentally stolen our friend's jacket, but it turned out it was actually Kelly's jacket.
Yeah, because
I tried to give it back to her, and she was like, "Nah,
I wasn't cold.
Keep it."
And I knew you were a cold person.
And then we got back. We were rewatching an old episode of Drag Race season 6.
Yeah, like 4 in the morning.
4 in the morning, and we fell asleep on the couch. And then we woke up and Kelly was like, we should probably go to bed.
Are we gonna go rest? Okay.
Yeah. But then I like jumped into Kelly's bed just to sleep. Just because I was tired and I just wanted to be in a bed, forgetting that
you hadn't asked
Kelly and I hadn't asked if I could sleep in her bed, but she was fine with it.
I mean, I couldn't exactly have kicked you out at that point. Like, no, go sleep on the couch. You were already on the bed.
Yeah.
You were pretty content on being there.
Yeah.
So I just had to accept it and then didn't sleep the rest of the night because I was too anxious.
But then after that, Kelly asked me on a date.
Did I?
The next morning.
Oh yeah, I did.
When she was walking me so I could go home because it was Mother's Day, so I had to go home.
Yeah.
And we arranged it for the Wednesday.
Probably. I don't think the days matter. It wasn't long after. It was like
the week after, because that was the Sunday that I went home. Yeah, I'm sure it was the Wednesday.
Yeah.
These details are important too. So, we went to go see Beauty and the Beast.
The live action.
Because it was out in the cinema.
Yeah.
And it was great.
I mean, it was okay.
It was great. Because I got to sit there next to Kelly knowing that this was the full Bumblebee fantasy.
It was more the fact that this woman beside us like shouted at me right at the start because I was loud.
Yeah, because she laughed.
Yeah, and then I was like, I can't even like relax the rest of this film because she's gonna 100% shout at me whatever I do. So
yeah,
I just
so
had to
then we
talk.
felt like we couldn't like hold hands or nothing because she felt like one of these like crazy ladies
Yeah.
that might kick us out.
So it was only like later on that day when we were going. You were close to going home.
Yeah.
That we actually had any kind of discussion about what the fuck we were
Oh no,
doing.
we were traveling to your friend's flat.
Oh yeah, and on the like underground subway that was packed with people, so you were like squished in one of these little bits beside
there
each
was
other.
a guy standing right in front of me. His ass was like literally right here,
Yep.
and I was just like, "This sucks." And I turned to look at Kelly, and Kelly was like, "Are you cheating on me with his butt? Yeah." And I was like, "Well, I'd have to be dating you to be cheating on you." And she was just like, "All right, okay. Do you want me to date? Do you want to date me then?"
Yeah.
That was that.
I'm that smooth. I used the guy's ass to ask you properly. I think it worked.
It worked. It worked.
God bless that big fat man's ass for sealing the deal.
Thank you to the fat man on the subway with the good ass.
Yeah, cracking job you did there, boy. I think that's really all. Like, there's so much more that happened
There's
afterwards.
obviously so much more to it, but that's like how we got together, the initial part.
That was the first little bit of our relationship. I don't know if we're going to do another video, but I know that some people were interested in hearing how the hell it all started.
Yeah, so that's how it started.
You gotta blame Ruby mainly for it, to be honest.
Ruby is the main blame.
It is the main cause.
Yeah.
And the symptom.
Mm-hmm.
But now here we are, making gay Ruby content. So, you know, some memes and dreams do come true.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna flip side us out?
I always flip side us out.
Whoop. Does that count?
That counts.
Good.
Bye.
Sexual.